The following program is a presentation from thezibbyshow.com. Welcome to Nigeria Untold with Zibby, a show about the Nigeria you never hear about, the beauty, inspiration, strength, and overall greatness of Nigeria. Telling the Nigerian story, now here's your host, Zibby.
Hey guys, welcome to Nigeria Untold. My name is Zibby. Absolutely thrilled to have you here with me once again. Now, Nigeria Untold basically is a show that is aimed at rebranding Nigeria. We've taken a bit of a hit over the last maybe 15 years or something, and this is our way of trying to get the glory back in the eyes of the world. Basically telling you about the Nigeria that you never really hear about. Okay, amazing stuff this week. We're going to be talking about healthcare and travel in Nigeria and how we are impacting the world in those sectors. I'm going to start with the feedback, Iris, and of course I really value your feedback, and I got this lovely message, and I get a lot of messages, but this one just was so beautiful because it basically hit out and touched what it is Nigeria Untold is trying to do. So it says, just wanted to say hi and commend you for the great work you're doing through your Nigeria Untold show. It's inspiring, informative, educative, and gives one and all a sense of belonging. We truly need to tell our own story and kill all the negative perceptions about Nigeria and Africa. We have so much potential, and to be thought of as negative and underdeveloped is crude and totally unacceptable for this our generation. Well done, God bless your hard work, and looking forward to seeing you on the Forbes list. Alright, right now I'm going to take it to church and scream a big amen in true Nigerian fashion. Thank you so much, Chime, for that message. It was very, very inspiring. And I have to say, Chime is one of those people who is actually making Nigeria proud. He has just graduated with his doctorate degree from a university in the UK. So thank you, and keep inspiring others. Okay, let's get on to the show today. Like I said, healthcare is going to come up first. But before we delve into that, let's take a little detour to the United States and talk briefly about the elections. Now the elections are heating up. You've got Donald Trump, you've got Hillary. A lot of back and forth has been going on. A lot of kitchen sink tactics. It's kind of unpleasant, but to be honest, I'm not following it as much as I did the 2008 elections. I felt that was way more historic for me. So with this one, I'm just like, okay. But what caught my attention was a few weeks ago, there was a lot of speculation about Hillary's health. She was seen swooning and basically being helped into a waiting car after a 9/11 event. Now, the Donald and his group, hit back saying she was unwell and she was unfit. But shortly after that, Hillary tweeted saying, thanks to her doctor, because without him, she really might not have been here. So she's basically saying her doctor has healed her life. Now, this doctor is someone called Oladotun Okunola. He's obviously, from that name, Nigerian by birth, and he's Hillary's doctor, who basically is on call with her 24/7 on the road, on the campaign trail. He's always there. Now, I did a little snooping and digging up his resume and discovered he's a neurologist who studied at Howard University. He basically is around Clinton all the time. Now, I know this isn't much of my business, but do people, who are just like regular and healthy need a doctor around them all the time? I mean, I'm not judging, but it's just, strange. But anyways, Oladotun Okunola, who is that doctor, definitely is flying that Nigerian flag. And he's one of the people that are working hard to see that the future or hopeful Madame President is well and fine. So, Nigeria, one more score for you. Let's talk about another doctor, Dr. Bennet Omalu. Now, Dr. Bennet Omalu was trained in Nigeria. He actually went to FGC Enugu. I went to a federal government college, so I'm always thrilled when I hear of anyone who went to a federal government college. It's like that pro-unitate spirit. He studied at FGC Enugu, went on to University of Nigeria in Nsukka, and graduated with his medical degree in 1990. Now, he moved on to the United States in 94, where he has worked since. Now, the amazing thing is he discovered some sort of illness called a chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is something that affects pro athletes. Now, he's been in the news for a while regarding that. The NFL had tried to argue that it didn't exist, but after a while, they had to come clean. Now, Dr. Bennet Omalu had a movie made about his story, and that starred Oscar-nominated actor Will Smith in the lead role. Gugu Mbatha-Raw is in that movie as well. Alec Baldwin is in that movie as well. So it basically talks about his struggle and finding this disease that apparently affects athletes who sometimes get those hard knocks, like wrestlers and professional football players. And by football, I'm talking about American football. Okay, so Dr. Bennet Omalu is another person who is making Nigeria really proud on the world field regarding healthcare. It's just amazing that he never became a US citizen until 2015, the year that the movie about his life was released. So congratulations, Dr. Bennet Omalu. Not only have you made amazing advances in medicine, but you're also making Nigeria really, really proud. It's time to get your notepad, because Niger 101 is coming right up.
This is Niger 101. According to a Nigerian myth, when your palms are itchy, it means you're going to get some money. So, next time your palms get itchy, be happy. Keep listening to Nigeria Untold for more Niger 101.
Okay, that's very, very interesting, because I know a lot of people who claim that this theory or myth actually works. When their palms get itchy, they get money. Now, I don't know if, a man-made itch is going to give you as much money, because when you peel yams are a very popular staple food here in Nigeria, and when you peel yams, you don't wash your hands properly, chances are you're going to get a really bad itch. So if you're really, really broke and you want to test out that theory, my advice would be get a yam, peel it, and don't wash your hands, and then once the itching starts, that means money's coming.
If you've ever wondered why the greatness of Nigeria is not reported by the world media, check out Nigeria Untold with Zibby. This is a show about empowerment. It's a show about inspiring others. It's a show celebrating the amazing achievements of Nigeria and Nigerians from all over the world. Check out Nigeria Untold from thezibbyshow.com. Download it every Sunday from the website, iTunes, YouTube, and Spreaker. Nigeria Untold with Zibby.
Now let's talk about traveling. Traveling is a major way of getting to learn about the culture and way of life of a group of people. And Nigerians are known to have traveled quite a bit, either by choice or by force. Now, people traveling by force is what you could, use an example of slavery as. It's not a pleasant thing, but it's something that has spread the culture of Nigeria. Let's talk about Brazil. Now, Brazil hosted the World Cup, the last World Cup. Of course, they also hosted the last Olympics, but I'm going to talk about the World Cup right now, because it was so beautiful. The opening ceremony, it showed a lot about Brazilian culture. And what I found interesting while watching that opening ceremony was basically how much slavery has a massive impact on Brazilian culture. Now, there is a large community of the Yorubas in Brazil. During the slave trade era, over 500,000 Nigerians were sold into slavery, and a lot of them were Yoruba. And in fact, they were taken to work on the sugarcane plantations in Brazil. Now, after slavery was abolished in 1888, a lot of those Brazilians, or a lot of those slaves who had been sold to Brazil, their children and grandchildren decided to move back home. And a lot of them came back home, settled in areas in Lagos, but you can see a huge influence on the architecture in areas like Lagos Island. The buildings are very similar to architecture in Brazil because a lot of the people who had returned to Lagos were from Brazil, and some of them were skilled masons. Remember, these were people who were used to manual work, and that's why even in Lagos you hear people who've got some Portuguese sounding last names like Fernandez, Salvador, Cardoso, Marinho. These are popular names in Lagos which sound Portuguese, because it just goes to show the link. So their families obviously were some of those slaves who had returned back after the abolishment of the slave trade. The areas in Brazil where people still speak Yoruba, people worship the Yoruba gods like Yamoja, Shango, Obatala, Orisa. It's very interesting to know that these people, despite all the years, have not lost touch with their culture. Now, because of this interest in Yoruba and the culture, the Brazilian government actually facilitated programs to help foster these interests that people have with retracing their roots from Nigeria or learning about their family history. In fact, one of the leading universities in Brazil, hard to pronounce again, it's Portuguese, that university actually now offers courses on Yoruba culture and the language just to help people get in touch with their roots. Now, they've organized seminars, workshops, lectures, even festivals to help promote this Yoruba culture. So it's really, really nice to see that so far away, the influence that Nigeria has is so magnified in a place all the way in Southern America. There actually is a Yoruba Institute of Art and Culture. Amazing stuff. When it comes to, the language, there's certain areas. I'm going to talk in particular about the Bahia. It's a state in Brazil. Capital is Salvador. Quite popular. In fact, Salvador actually hosts a group called Olodum. Now, if you remember Michael Jackson's song, of course I love Michael Jackson, I was going to slip it in one way or the other. If you remember that song, They Don't Really Care About Us, in one of the videos, there are two videos for that song, but one is shot in Brazil, and you can see like a samba troupe, a group with drums and everything, playing along with Michael. Now, that group is called Olodum, and actually is from that city of Salvador in Bahia, which is a very, very concentrated Yoruba area. Their religion, they worship the deities, even in their music and dance. Now, samba is something, once you hear the samba, you think of Brazil, but the samba music, the drums are all derived from Yoruba in Nigeria, the tradition. So it just goes to show, like, this is such a massive thing. White, blacks, Portuguese, Asians, whatever it is, the Brazilians they recognize and accept the samba. It's like, I could call it a national dance. And these Brazilians, these Yoruba Brazilians, still dress in the proper Iro and Buba, the geles, the men wear agbadas, shokotos, everything. So it's really nice to know that despite the hardship of slavery, years and years, hundreds of years later, the culture of Nigeria is still deeply ingrained in Brazil. Now let's go on to play the ITK game show and see if someone is going to get that passport and hop on a flight and get ready to go to Brazil. Stay here, don't go anywhere. All right, Adora, welcome to Nigeria Untold. Finally, that's a lot of excitement. Are you ready to win or lose a passport?
Well, I'm definitely going to win a passport.
Okay, so Adora, I understand you're a lawyer and a talk show host.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you've got like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people listening to your radio show every other day.
Yeah.
So you have a lot at stake, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Adora, this is how it works. Now, last week we had one of our contestants, Marianne, on the show. It had such massive feedback. People wanted more questions. So you're going to be having 5 questions today and not 3.
Wow. Okay, well, bring it on. Like, I love my country, and I'm sure I'm going to do Amazing.
All right, let's see. Now, you've got 5 questions. Okay. You've got 5 questions. Each question is worth 10 points. So if you get 20 points and below, you need to submit your passport for destruction. I'm sorry, if you get between 30 and 40 points, you get your passport on time. If you get all 5 questions right, you get that diplomatic passport.
Yay! So
You
I can travel
never-
anywhere without having to get a visa, right?
Exactly. You're in the spirit, Adora. Okay, let's go. So as a lawyer, you read a lot of books, you watch a lot of TV, do a lot of research.
Okay.
All right.
Getting nervous now.
First question. According to legend, which city is regarded as the home of the Yorubas?
No options?
No options.
Oh my goodness. Well, can I give one? Well, it should be Ife, I think.
Okay, that's the correct answer.
Yay!
Second question. In what year did Nigeria become a republic?
1963.
That's the correct answer. Next one says, what's the name of the Nigerian actor, the Nigerian-born actor who recently got nominated for an Oscar?
Kiwetali Jofo.
Yes!
Diplomatic passport.
Oh, wow. I have to admit, you're doing really, really well. Okay, let's go on to the fourth one. Now, this one is from a Nigerian book, which a lot of our parents and grandparents read. It's called Eze Goes to School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, in that classic Nigerian book, Eze Goes to School, what is Eze's father's occupation?
Come on. Like, who's gonna remember that, really?
Are you saying goodbye to that diplomatic passport? Okay, I'll be nice. Was he a hunter? Okay, was he a hunter?
Remember Asian father's occupation.
Okay, I'm gonna give you options. Was he a hunter, a farmer, or a fisherman?
Well, Tina is from the east. I believe he was either a hunter or farmer. Wait.
Girl, you have like 2 seconds left.
Okay, he was a hunter.
Sorry, he was a farmer! Which Super Eagles footballer scored a golden goal in 1996?
Golden goal in 1996.
Yes, a very popular Nigerian footballer. He basically...
Rashidi
No.
DJ Okocha.
No. It's kind of wanko, but I'll go with your first answer, which was Rashidi Yakini. I'll have to accept your first answer, Rashidi Yakini. So, unfortunately, you don't get the diplomatic passport, but at least you get your passport renewed on time so you can apply for your visa.
Oh, well, yay!
Thank you so much, Adora, for being here, and you did really, really well. Thank you. Take care.
Telling the Nigerian story.
It seems to me like Nigerians just can't stop being amazing and excelling. I mean, it might sound cocky, but we are doing amazing things and paving the way for others. Now, let's talk about Habiba Dagash. Habiba Dagash, from Borno State in Nigeria, has just performed amazingly well. She's graduated with a first-class degree from, wait for it, Oxford University, which is ranked as the best university in the world. Now think about how many continents we have on Earth. Countries, states. Now think about how many universities there actually are. Oxford is number 1. And Habiba graduated with a first-class degree from Oxford University. Now she's just wrapped up her degree and already is on a PhD course. She's a candidate at another Ivy League school, Imperial College in London, studying for a PhD in engineering. Now that is amazing. Last week was Harold AK who got acceptance to all Ivy League schools, and right now it's Habiba. Nigerians are doing great things and you can be one of them. I can be one of them. We can all make a difference in every little way that we can. Okay, on this note, I have to go now. My name is Zibby, and thank you so much for being here with me on Nigeria Untold. I would love to hear from you. I'd love your feedback. I'd love to hear your suggestions. If there's something you think I should speak about, please let me know. On Twitter, my handle is @ZibbyJ. On Instagram, it's Countess_Zibby. And on Facebook, it's The Zibby Show. Send me an email or just log on the website. Get all the contact information. It's thezibbyshow.com. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, you need to subscribe through iTunes, Spreaker, YouTube. I would absolutely appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe and, of course, leave me some stars to show how much you enjoyed this show. I will be back same time next week, so take care and have a lovely week ahead. Don't forget to share this with your friends and more friends and even your enemies. Zibby signing out.
Thanks for listening to Nigeria Untold with Zibby. Download and listen to new episodes every Sunday via iTunes, Spreaker, and YouTube. For all links and contact information, please visit the website www.thezibbyshow.com.